Hello and welcome to our first session back. Today is the 5th of January 2026. Welcome back, everybody. It's so nice to see so many of you. And, I'll start this recording by thanking everybody, those who attended, those who couldn't attend. We've already had that conversation. I was a little bit worried because it was snowing and I got sent home from Red Roof today. So I feared the worst and was worried that, it might start snowing later on. However, I have been stalking the weather for the past 2 hours and I'm glad to say it didn't snow. So that was nice. So we started this session by starting off with a few notices. We talked about attendance, the commitment. Obviously, the attendance is slightly different, knowing that with the weather. We talked about the commitment to the course and what to expect over these next sessions. If you're going to be late, please let me know. If you're going to be absent, as you know, I have done with with anything. I always say, if you're going to be absent, please let us know. It just helps, really. If you're going to be late, then what I'll do is, if I've got any important information, I'll try and make sure that information is relayed later. And also, if you've got to leave early, if you let me know in advance, then I can try and coordinate how I plan the session so that you're not missing any vital information. I just want to make sure, especially now we're in Unit 2, that you get exactly what you need at the time. If you miss any sessions, please catch up on Moodle. Moodle isn't, however, a replacement for learning. It's a source of extended learning for you. But if you miss the session, I expect you to be able to catch up. You guys are in Unit 2 now. You've been with me a while. You know that I give you lots and lots of ways, resources, handouts, video content for you to be able to do some research and find out the information that you will need. So, as a recap, that's how we started. We did a bit of a recap for Unit 2. Whilst we're on this video recording, we the last session we looked at sketching. We made a mood board. We did some research, made a mood board, and started to sketch what we think will be our skirt. I asked for about 5 sketches. I always think, if you're doing a good amount of research and you've done the mood board, you'll lift elements from the mood board. They will inform the sketches. You're kind of going to have a design direction when you are performing this research, especially when you get so into it. And when we think about it, that is in itself learning outcome 1.1, where it does ask you to, look at different sources, make a mood board, make notes, label and photograph this information, and how are we going to, it's just a reminder really, and how we're collecting this evidence. We're collecting the evidence through the mood board, through the research that you do. As a reminder, I made some handouts on the learning outcomes. That's a good reminder for you. That's you 1.1, the learning outcome. Learning outcome 1.2, just as a quick reminder, that was about recording ideas and observations, through making these sketches, as we've said, through the mood boards, as we've said, and that's how you'll collect and show and demonstrate that evidence. So it's really important that we're following those guidelines that I made you so that I'm able to sign off Unit 2. And like I say, if you haven't been able to do any of these tasks, I expect you to be able to do them at home in your own time. And I'd be looking for a hand in around the 12th, which is next week. The reason being that 1.3 is the professional discussion, and we need to be able to have that either this week or next week. And I don't want us to get behind, because I know you're going to want a lot of time to be able to make this skirt. So the plan for today, we separated ourselves into groups. We looked at investigating our skirt, and we continued with our portfolio development. So when we separated ourselves into groups, it was the focus was for you to be able to present to your peers your ideas. Why am I asking you to do that? Because in Unit 3, that is the expectation and that is what you're working towards. And we've all worked together for a while now, so we know each other. Presenting to your peers is a really good way to be able to share information, and sharing is really important. As a designer, we work together, we collaborate with lots of different people in all walks of life, and in fact, any job role. We always work as a team, and we need to do that today. And also, if we sat with peers and they haven't had a chance to be able to get this information down, it will spark some ideas and help them along the way throughout their design process. So it's really important. The next thing we did was we had a little recap on the syllabus. This being week 4, garment investigation, and we're working towards the professional discussion, which is what we had throughout the session. As I said, we did some group work. The next thing that we did was I invited everybody to scan the QR code. And when you scan the QR code, it opened up this handout. And with the handout, there was also, on this one, you can't see it, but there is actually a play button on this one. And the play button gives you audio. So you have the option with this. You're able to read it in your own time and work through the presentation. My New Year's resolution was to be more sustainable. In my teaching practice, that was what I thought about. And this is my way of being able to test this against you guys. So what we're doing is the QR code opens up the worksheet on your phone. And what I'd like you to do is to be able to use this worksheet, as I've said, to be able to investigate a skirt sample. So you'll get a skirt sample and you'll follow the process. And if you click the play button on the worksheet, you'll see it's me doing a voiceover with some added information to be able to help you along the way. This is the opposite side of the handout. To be able to see both pages on the Hazing Flipbook website, if you look at the top right hand corner, you will see 4 dots in a square. When you click on those 4 dots, it gives you both pages, and that's how you move from page to page. So thank you for listening to this recording, and I will see you in the next session.